Most of you are terrible when it comes to course management. If you just knew how to miss the ball one shot shape, instead of missing it two ways and having a wide dispersion, you would play much better. Your shots would be more predictable. You would learn how to score and have much better course management. We're going to talk about that here in this video today. Let's discuss. What's up, guys? My name is Wade Fullingham. I'm going to walk you through how to create a one-way miss with your irons and why is that important to have a one-way miss when it comes to scoring better. So I'm going to use TrackMan here. We're going to use the TrackMan simulator, and we're going to talk about how to aim and have that one-way miss. So you're going to see up here, I'm going to throw this up on the screen for you. You're going to see this hole at Albany. I think this is hole 2, 3, one of these two, anyways. But you're going to see that missing to the right is a lot worse than missing left. So we need to avoid big numbers here, okay? And we need to make sure that we're going to be able to put it on the green and or put it in a spot that's easy to get up and down without making a big mistake. So I'm going to do a little flyover right here so you can see. All right, so looking at this hole, obviously you got a bunker right and then you got water right of that. The trap might not be so bad based off where the pin is, okay? So if the pin's more on the left side and you're a pretty good bunker player, not so bad. However, if you're not such a good bunker player, then we probably need to avoid this bunker because just by looking at it, that thing's sitting pretty deep. You better be pretty good at bunkers. So let's just say in this case, the bunker represents a water hazard. I know there's a water hazard to the right, but I want to get a point across. We want to avoid that bunker at all costs, okay? So when you start looking at your dispersion, so let me jump into here so you can see me. When you start talking about your dispersion, like how wide is your shot? Basically, if you hit 27 irons, and you measure your furthest left shot and your furthest right, that's your dispersion. Okay, so let's just say it's 25 yards, or let's say it's 30 yards. So what you're gonna do, in this case, we don't wanna miss it right. So you're gonna take the furthest right of your dispersion. So let's just say, from based off where you aim, let's say that's 13 yards, or let's say it's 15 yards. Okay, so that means you have another 20 yards left you can miss it. Okay, or whatever your shot pattern looks like, but it's 35 yards wide, but we want to make sure no ball is going to go right. So what we're going to probably do is we're actually going to probably put that on the edge of the green, on the right edge of the green, okay, or right center maybe. Maybe you don't want anything to go further right than the right center. So in that case, it might almost be the flag. So your furthest right miss, your predictable miss, is going to be on the flag. Everything else should be left of that flag. Okay, so let me make a point coming across here. So when you start looking at aiming and you start looking at creating a one-way miss, meaning if your intent's to fade the ball's got to go straight or it's got to fade. You can't hook it and make it a double cross. Vice versa, if you're hitting a draw, the ball's got to go to the left or be straight. If you have a little push, not a big deal, but if you fade the ball, you're in trouble. Because think about it, if we're going to play a draw here, and I aim on the right side, and I majorly block it, or I fade it, it puts me in the sand or the water in this case. Does that make sense? But if we can make sure every ball misses left, and we know nothing's gonna miss further right, then we're not worried about going in the water. Now in this case, I play a fade, okay? So my shots are gonna go straight to about 15 yards right. I probably have about a 25-yard dispersion with an 8-iron right here, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the TrackMan and I'm going to aim it left side of the green. So it's gonna be hard to see on here, but I'm gonna aim probably just off the green on the left side, knowing that my furthest right miss will not put me in the water, okay? Now, I don't miss it left hardly ever. Every now and then I do, but hardly ever do I miss it left. So everything's missing right. So I know everything's going back towards the pin and going back towards the water. But if my aim is correct, my worst shot's not gonna end up in the trap or the water in this case. So here we go. I'm gonna hit a couple of shots here. I have it aimed probably about I'm taking a guess, probably maybe about 4 or 5 yards off the left edge of the green. Now, for the sake of being simulator golf, I'm going to aim right here in the middle of the alignment rod. So let's go back to the TrackMan screen so you can see what's going on here. So again, it's about 5 to 7 yards off the left edge is where I have the simulator set up. So let's just see how this goes. Because like I said, I don't typically miss it left. Everything goes a little right. Meaning let me say it that way. I don't draw the ball. The ball's either going to go straight or it's going to fade. So that's the appropriate way of saying it. Okay, that ball's pretty much dead straight. But guess what? That's a good spot to miss it. It's safe. It's not going to go in the bunker / water in this case. All right, so let me do it again. So if I fade the ball like I normally do, it's going back towards the pin. But see, that's what I want y'all to understand about hitting more greens and avoiding penalties, is if you can have a predictable miss, you'll play better. Hitting the ball pretty straight today. That actually just maybe had a touch of a draw, but like I said, I don't hit a big draw. But again, that's acceptable. It's not in trouble. Let me see if I can fade one in there. But, this is just me hitting my stock shot. I'm not trying to curve it, but this time I'm going to try to fade it in there just a little bit. But this is just me hitting my stock shot. Maybe a little skinny. Yeah, it's got a little bit more of a fade to it. I don't know if it's going to get there. Okay, now that ball faded more towards the hole. It's on the green. So if you can miss predictably, meaning you can force the ball to miss one way, you made your green bigger. So let's just say the green is 30 yards wide. All right, and if you aim in the middle, that means to keep it on the green, you only have 15 yards left and 15 yards right to miss the shot. But if you're playing a fade and you know the ball's going to go straight or fade, then you can aim on the left edge, and that means now you have 30 yards of green to miss it towards. So you just doubled the size of the green. Does that make sense? So if you can have a one-way miss, one shot-shaped miss, let me say it that way, one shot-shaped miss is better, because sometimes, like I said, if you're playing a fade and then you hit a little pull, it's not that big of a deal, right? But as long as you're not hitting a big hook when you're hitting a fade, because usually either A, you're aiming left, or it depends on what kind of fade you play. If you play where you start the ball in line and fade it back right, meaning you're aimed left and you fade it back, or if you aim at the target, pull it and back on line, which is a true fade. Depends on what kind of player you are. But that's going to help you score so much better if you'll keep that one principle right there. And then make sure, and it's okay to miss the green if you miss in the area that's acceptable. So in this case, missing it left is acceptable. Missing it right is not. So I take my dispersion and make sure the rest of it is in an area where I can get up and down. Guys, if you just apply that principle, you will score so much better. You'll avoid penalty shots. But when you practice, you have to make sure you create a predictable miss. Anyways, besides that, guys, that is all I got for you guys today. Hey, I want you to go check out my free course on how to build a consistent golf swing. There's 3 things I talk about in this course. I talk about the 3 different positions of the club face. I talk about contact, how to correct any contact errors you have. And then I talk about how to release the club appropriately so that you can make a repeatable impact position, controlling that club face, because club face is king, path is queen. You got to control that club face. But if you want to build a consistent golf swing, there's 4 videos. Also include 2 bonus videos at the end. One bonus video is my favorite putting drill to make more birdies. The second one is teaching you how to score, how to get better, the mindset of getting better. Go check out that free course. There's a link below. That'll take what we talked about today, and take it to the next level. Besides that, guys, catch you later. Peace.